example. So simply I can say that I can. So here we have discussed about this as, PaaS and SaaS, right? So here every users, end users are going to be utilizing the services based on their need and the requirement, right? How much they want to pay and what kind of the services they need. According to that, they are going to be choosing this services, right? According to that, they are going to be choosing the services, and according to that they are going to be utilizing the services pay per use, right? Simply we can say that here this cloud computing, it is going to be providing all the services for the delivery models. Okay, whenever the users are going to be interacting to the cloud, either by a public cloud, private cloud, or hybrid cloud, or community cloud, okay, at that time it will be providing the services to the users, right? So here I can give the one example also, another example. Here I want to develop one website, ma. Okay, so I'm running one business. Okay, that is cloth or anything. Okay, uh, from few days I was running locally, but due to huge profits and everything, now I want to increase by globally also, right? So at that time I don't know how to develop the website, what are the things are included in that, okay, what operating system should I use, okay, which front end will be look good, back end, okay, these all things I don't have much idea about that, right? So in that case I will be selecting the software as a service. Okay, in this software as a service, what I will be doing means, I will be approaching to the service provider. I will give my requirements. I need one website. That website should contain all my clothing details, okay, and it should be visible globally, okay, worldwide web, okay, it should be reflect worldwide web. So according to the requirement of the end user or the customer, here service provider will be developing an application and collecting the data, whatever my clothes are there, okay, everything, all details he will be collecting and developing, okay, one application, and testing that is that application working properly or not, okay, and it will be providing the compilers, and it should be accessed from all the devices, system, everything they have to be look after that, and it will be providing the network storage and computing, virtualizations and servers. Means whenever the users are increasing, okay, it have to increase these all resources. Whenever the users are decreasing, it have to decrease this resources. Okay, these all things are going to be controlled and managed by this service provider. Okay, so in which case I am going to be selecting this software as a service means, whenever I don't know anything, okay, I don't have any knowledge about website and all things, directly I will be approaching to the service provider and giving the information. He will be developing one app or the application, and I'm utilizing that services. Okay, so that is the SaaS. And coming to the PaaS, here same example. Here I am running the business of the cloth, okay, but here I know how to here I know what is front end and what is back end and what code will be there, everything I will be providing. Means here I will give the information of application, okay, my application should be developed on Java or .NET or Python, okay, I will be giving that, and the data I am giving, okay, front end should be use you people use this PHP or Python, okay, or back end you can use this SQL, okay, or database SQL, okay, DB Mango, okay, like that I am giving the information. Here I am having some knowledge about the website, okay, so here I am giving this information, I have developed these things, and now I want to run that website. I need some platform, okay, so in that case here I am going to be approaching to this service provider platform, okay, to run my code, okay, whatever I have written that code in like Java or PHP or SQL, to run that things I need these all things. So in this case I will be approaching to this service provider, right? So that is the platform as a service. That's why we are saying this layer 2 belongs to the developers, right? So means everything they have developed, they have arranged all the code and everything. Now they want to execute or deploy that code. Definitely they need some platform. In that case they will be approaching to this service provider, right? And next coming to the third layer, infrastructure as a service. This layer totally belongs to IT architects. Okay, they are going to be managed. Means here I'm having the website, right? So here I will be giving same business, okay, cloth business. Here I will provide the information. I have developed the code and I have written everything. I have tested and I have the platforms and everything. I have developed my website simply. Okay, I have developed my website. Whenever I want to deploy my website through World Wide Web, whenever the users and the customers are increasing, definitely I need some resources, right? So at that time, the service providers will be providing this network, storage, compute. These all things they are going to be providing. Whenever the users are increasing or decreasing, it will be allocating the resources, right? So this is about the as, PaaS, and SaaS. Remember this example, and we have discussed one more example also, pizza, right? Pizza, right, like that. And another example also I can give, we'll discuss later. Okay, so yesterday we have discussed these all things, right? As, PaaS, and SaaS, right? So briefly now we are going to see about the as, infrastructure as a service, right? Infrastructure as a service. First of all, the cloud computing service is a delivery model, and it is going to be allowing the customers to access all the resources, to access all the resources as a service from the service providers. Okay, these service providers are going to be providing all the information and the resources from the data centers, right? Data center, that is known as the infrastructure as a service, right? So this cloud computing, okay, this cloud computing service is a delivery model, and it is allowing all the customers and the users to access all these resources, all these resources, okay, all these resources from data centers. Who will be providing these services? Service provider. Simply we can say that CSP, cloud service providers, right? So that is infrastructure as a service, right? So in this infrastructure as a service, here whenever the organizations, companies, they are going to be running huge projects, okay, they need bulk number of storage and hardware servers. At that time they can't afford, okay, by their own. So in that case they will be approaching to this service provider and taking that all things, all resources has a lease or a 6 months or a for a period of time, okay, and utilizing their projects. Once their project has been developed, again they are going to be not utilizing that resources. Means we can increase and we can decrease the resources, right? So this as infrastructure as a service, totally it will be changing the computing, it will be changing the computing from physical infrastructure to a virtual infrastructure, right? Virtual infrastructure. So mainly this as it will be providing its all services pay per use basics, right? Pay per use basics. And here service provider will be controlling and managing all the like server, storage, networks, these all things, okay, whatever the equipments are there running for their application or the websites, they are going to be controlling and managing. Okay, this is another point, right? And mainly this as why it has been came means it is changing total physically, okay, physically we can't afford these all things, right? So it will be converting all physical infrastructure into the virtual infrastructure. infrastructure, right? Virtual infrastructure. So first point you have to remember that first of all, cloud computing service is a delivery model, right? It will be allowing all the customers to access the resources. Okay, to access these all resources, who will be providing? The service providers will be providing. Okay, from where the service providers will be providing these all resources? From this data center. That is the first point. And the second point, this as infrastructure has a service, mainly it is changing. What it will be changing now? From physical infrastructure to the virtual infrastructure, right? Physical infrastructure to the virtual infrastructure. That is the second. And the third thing, this here, everything, whatever the resources are there, controlled and managed by whom? I need answers. Control and managed by whom? Cloud. Answers. Third point. These all resources will be controlled and managed by whom? Whom? Chat me. Everyone have to be listened. Who are going to be control and manage these all services? Ma? Yes. What happened? I need answers. Yes. Jashwanti, right, ma. Manisha, right. Dikshita, right. Arya, ISP, okay. Ragasri, service providers. Yes, right, ma. Very good, ma. Everyone, very good. So, cloud service providers, they are going to be controlling and managing and providing the services to the users, right? So, these are the 3 points. First, so very, very important, ma. This topic, this total fourth unit is very important. With the help of this fourth unit, you can attend, you can easily attend unit 2 and unit 3 topics also, right? So next, so cloud service provider, I said that with the help of this infrastructure as a service, it is totally providing all the virtual infrastructures. Okay, how it will be providing? So infrastructure as a service provides virtual computing, ma. Virtual computing like storage, compute, networks, load balancers. Okay, by abstracting all the physical resources, by abstracting all the physical resources, and it is providing these all things, right? And this technology virtualization is used to provide the virtual resources. So virtual resources, mainly these four things we are using to provide all the virtual resources, right? So all the virtual resources are given by virtual machines, ma. Virtual machines that are configured by service providers. Already we have discussed, right? What is virtualization, how we are going to be creating virtual machines, everything Ram Mohan sir has been shown in one class, right? How to, with the help of VMware, we are creating one virtual machine, different environment. Okay, whatever the underutilization resources are there, we can make it as a virtualization, right? So that is, and that is, these all things, these all virtual machines are configured by whom? Service providers, right? And the end users, okay, or IT architects, we can say that end users or the IT architects will be utilizing these all infrastructure resources in a form of virtual machines. Whatever the infrastructure is there, physical infrastructure. First, what I am doing here, whatever the physical infrastructure is there, compute, network, storage, these all things will be converted into the virtual. Okay, virtually they are going to be converted. This virtualization, what it will be doing? Whenever the users are interacting, at that time it will be providing virtual infrastructures like computing, network, storage. Okay, these virtual machines are going to be configured by the service providers. Load balancing layer, what it will be doing is it will be providing, means controlling and providing all the infrastructure from these layers to the end users, right? So end users means simply or whatever the virtual infrastructure is there, that will be controlled and managed, and it will be provided with the help of these virtual machines. And here IT architects no need to maintain these all physical infrastructure. Okay, these all things can be maintained by the service providers, and they are going to be eliminates or hiding the complexity, whatever the problems they are facing whenever maintaining this physical infrastructure. Okay, they will be hiding these all things from the users, from the IT architects, right? So here we have discussed that infrastructure has a service. This layer belongs to whom? IT architects. Okay, IT architects. So what the main aim of this IaaS is nothing but to change physical infrastructure into the virtual infrastructure, right? So here whatever the virtual machines are there, these all virtual machines are going to be configured and controlled and managed by the service providers. And this load balancing, whenever the users are going to be increase and decreasing, at that time it will be controlling and managing and providing its services to the IT architects, right? And here service provider will be providing, means increasing and decreasing the infrastructure and providing the services to the users, right? So mainly this as infrastructure as a provider, what they are going to be providing, okay, for whoever are affording the IAS services, for them mainly it will be providing compute, okay, networking, storage, load balancing. Okay, load balancing. Computing means it will be providing, simply we can say that it will be providing virtual central processing unit, right? Virtual main memory. And it will be providing the virtual machine to all the end users, whoever are interacting and utilizing the services. For them, it will be providing the virtual machines. And storage. Okay, storage, it will be providing once we have, if I want to store any data or anything, okay, here virtual machine images at the back end, it will be providing the storing files. Okay, networks, how the networks are going to be provided means virtual networking components they are going to be using, like virtual routers, switch and bridge for all the virtual machines, right? So these all four things are going to be provided by this service provided. One is the compute, storage, network, load balancers, right? And next, characteristics of infrastructure as a service. So here the first characteristic, web access to the resources. Okay, whenever the user is accessing to the infrastructure, okay, or the resources over the internet, user no need to, means users need not to get any physical access to the servers only through web browsers, okay, or management console, the user can access and require the and can require the infrastructures, right? So here I'm not going to be worrying about that all things. Okay, simply with the help of internet I'm going to be accessing all the information, but with the help of web browsers or by some console, okay, I'm going to be accessing that all things. Okay, that is the first characteristic. And the second characteristic, centralized management. Okay, centralized management, here whatever the resources are available, okay, that will be distributed across different parts different parts, and can be controlled from any management consoles. Okay, from any management consoles they are going to be controlling. So they are keeping some all the resources at one centralized. Whenever the users are requesting, from different management consoles are controlling and providing the services to the users. Okay, effective resources, and they are going to be ensuring that we will be providing the effective resources management and These all things they are going to be providing. Okay, that will be a centralized and distributed. Okay, from different parts they are going to be controlling. Okay, from different consoles they are going to be providing the services to the users. That is the second characteristics, right? And the third, elasticity and dynamic scaling. Elasticity and dynamic means whenever I need resources, okay, whenever I need resources, I can take n number of resources. Whenever my projects and everything has been completed, I can deallocate. Okay, so like that, according to my need and the requirement, I can increase or decrease the requirements. Okay, and here whenever the load on my applications, whenever the users or subscribers has been increased, okay, dynamically here service providers are capable of providing all the services. Dynamically they will be controlling and providing the services to the users. Okay, that is the third characteristics. And the fourth one is the shared infrastructure. So here as the services providers are providing the services to the Yeah, sorry, ma'am. So next, fifth characteristic is pre-configured virtual machine. Here, everything will be pre-configured by the service providers, ma'am. Whatever the network configurations, operating systems, everything will be pre-configured by the service providers, and IT users can select. Um, IT users can select any kind of operating systems or the networks, okay, directly according to their choice they can utilize the services, and users can directly start the virtual machine as soon as possible whenever they have subscribed the particular services, right? So that is the pre-configured virtual machine. Okay, pre-configured virtual machine means here already providers, service providers are going to be pre-configuring all the virtual machines with operating systems, networks, etc. And all the IT users will be selecting any kind of a virtual machines and utilizing the services according to their choice. Okay, and metered services. Last characteristic is metered services. Metered services means here whatever the services we are utilizing from this as, is it a free of cost, ma? Is it a free of cost? Yes, I need answers. Is this service is a free of cost? Hmm? No, no, right? So how we are paying, ma? How we are paying? Metered services means we are going to be paying pay per use, right? Simply whenever we are means here as will be allowing the users to rent or a lease, okay, to rent or a lease the resources, okay, instead of buying by our own, just we are taking it as a rent or a lease. And whatever we are utilizing the services, for that only we are going to be paying. And the one thing is there will be a no hidden charges between the user and the service providers. Everything will be transparent. So, as we discussed that how it will be transparent means, for example, whenever we are utilizing our mobile data, okay, mobile data, and whenever we are disconnecting our mobile data, immediately one pop-up message will be coming. Okay, for these many seconds you have consumed this much data, and this much data has been remained. Okay, means everything will be a transparent between the user and the service providers. There are no hidden charges, and whatever the services you are utilizing, for that only you people are paying. Okay, that is the sixth characteristics, metered services, right? Metered services. And suitabilities of as, okay, in which case this as services can be suitable, who can utilize, and in which case not suitable. Okay, so suitability of as means mainly here as means when to use as services. Simply we can say that suitability of as means when to use this as services means unpredictable spikes in usage. Okay, so we have discussed our website is there, suddenly our users has been increased. Okay, at that time I'm unable to provide that network storage. Okay, in that case I can switch to this as, okay, as services. And in second case, in which case second means limited capital investment. Okay, whenever I am developing any business or hosting any business, okay, I don't have much financial status, so in that case also limited, it will be providing the means we can decrease our cost also. And mainly here means infrastructure on demand. Whenever I need I can get the resources, whenever I don't need I can decrease the resources. Okay, in that cases it will be a suitable, right? So mainly it will be limiting all the capital expenditure and moving to the operating expenditure so simply we can grow our hardware or hardware and resources, whatever the problems it has been faced, everything will be looked after by the service providers. No, we are not responsible for that. Okay, we are not responsible for that, only the service providers headache they are going to be controlling, but they have to provide all the services in time. For that only we are paying, right? So here simply we have to concentrate on our website, what are the things I have to add, whatever the things I have to delete. Okay, I can focus on my business easily. Everything they are going to be controlling and managing. Here I don't I'm not going to be worrying about that సర్వర్స్ అలొకేషన్స్ టు కొత్త సర్వర్స్ తేవాలా, అవి పెట్టాలా, అప్డేట్ చేయాలా, ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ చేయాలా, ఇవన్నీ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు బి వరీ. These all things will be controlled and managed by this service providers, right? So whenever the users are going to be increasing, at that time they are going to be increasing and decreasing the resources, right? Next, so when we have to avoid, okay, when not to use this as, okay, avoid using this as means here when regulatory compliance does not allow off premises hosting. Yes, so here whatever the services I am utilizing from this as, okay, I cannot utilize off premises ఓకే, ఆఫ్ ప్రిమిసెస్ నా ఆర్గనైజేషన్లోనే హోస్ట్ చేయాలా, మా ప్లేస్లో చేయాలా, నేను ఆఫ్లైన్లో చేసుకుంటా అంటే దిస్ ఆల్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు బి అలౌడ్. ఓకే, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ విల్ బి ఏ online, right? So next, when usage is minimal, okay, whenever the usage or the requirement is very less, at that time this is not suitable, right? Any problem okay at that time? that is not suitable. And when better performance is required, okay, when better performance is required, and when there is no need, when there is a need for the more control on physical infrastructure, మీన్స్ నేనే కంట్రోల్ చేయాలి అన్ని నాకే కావాలి అలా, ఆ కేసులో అయితే సూట్ అవ్వదు, రైట్. నాకు ఇదే ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ నేను దీంట్లోనే నేను చేస్తా అనేది, that control is not in our hands, okay. Physical infrastructure control is not our hands, okay. In that case also it is not suitable, right. So regulatory compliance makes the offshoring or outsourcing of a data storage and processing the difficult, right. And the highest level of performance are required, and on premises or dedicated hosted infrastructure has the capacity to meet the organization needs. For them also it will be not suitable, okay. To whom it should be suitable and to whom it is not suitable, okay. This is the as. What are the pros and cons? Simply we can say that first of all it is a pros, pay as you use model, right. How much you use, for that much only you pay, and we can reduce our total cost, right. So whenever I am going to be utilizing the services, yes, I can reduce the total cost of ownerships, right. Elastic resources will be there. I can increase and decrease the resources, and better resource utilizations will be there, okay. Whatever the underutilization resources are there, here it will be providing all the better resource utilization with the help of virtual machines, right. Supports green IT, right. So in traditional IT infrastructures many servers are used, ma, okay. Many servers are used, okay. రూమ్స్ పెట్టుకొని సర్వర్స్ ని మెయింటైన్ చేసుకుంటా, టెక్నికల్స్, there will be a technicians, they are going to be look aftering these all things, right. So now whenever this as has been came into the picture, these all things has been avoided, okay. Here that's why we are showing it is supporting green IT, okay. And means as will be eliminating all buying the servers by our own, okay. ఓన్ గా కొనుక్కొని these all things మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి అనేది ఉండదు, okay. These all things, so simply we can say it is a green IT. And we are having the drawbacks, right. One is the security issues, and second one is the interoperability issues and performance issues, okay. Security issues will be there. There are many attacks, okay. Many attacks that target the hypervisors, okay. Sometimes these hypervisors have to get the compromise, okay. If they get compromise means definitely these virtual machines can be attacked, okay, attacked easily. So most of the as providers are not able to provide 100% security to the virtual machines. Whenever they get compromised means simply our data or the information is going to be leaked, right. So data stored on this virtual machine, so that is the first security issue. And the second, interoperability issues, okay. Different as providers will be there, ma, okay. As providers will not follow common standards, okay. Common standards, so it is very difficult to migrate any virtual machines from one as providers to the others, right. One as providers to the other. And so the customers might face the vendors lock-in problems, right. So I have developed one application in this virtual machine. Whenever I want to migrate or convert into the other, at that time it will be facing some problems, okay. That issues will be there. And third one is the performance issues, ma, means this as provides all the resources over through the distributed cloud services, right. Cloud servers. And here whatever the resources and data is there, it will be distributed world wide web, right. And they are going to be connected from the different networks, and this network mainly playing the vital roles. And this so based on that network only your performance will be decided, right. Sometimes these virtual machines contain the issues with this performance also. Why? Because this performance will be depending on the networks, right. So These are the pros and cons, right? And total summary of the SaaS providers. So you can go with this table, ma. These all are the providers, okay? Amazon Web Services, okay? Who are going to be providing the SaaS services means Amazon Web Services. They are going to be providing, okay, license and deployment model, public for public, host operating system not available, okay. They will be using some guest operating system like Red Hat, Linux, Windows Server. These all things they are going to be using, and they are not going to be supported by any hypervisors. Directly they are going to be controlling and managing, right? So these all are the providers: Google Compute Engine and the Microsoft Windows Azure, Calptus, Apache Cloud Stack, Open Nimbula, and Open Stack. Okay, so they are the service providers. They are having the licenses according to means what kind of a licenses they are having, and for which model, for which delivery model they are going to be providing the services. Is host operating system is available or not? Okay, these all things has been mentioned. So this is about the asthma. So this is about the as. If you people are having any doubt till now, you can ask. So whenever